Hello, my name is Oliver Glanz and I'm a professor of Old Testament at Andrews University. In this tutorial I would like to show you how to find images and maps as well as find the adequate secondary information that you're looking for when preparing for your sermon or when carrying out an exegetical research that you are involved in. So let's go to Logos Bible software here and I turn to Ruth chapter 1 verse 1. Now if you want to access from the text atlas information, map information, geographical information, image information or any other type of information, the source to go, similar to Accordance Bible software, is the ESV. The ESV might not be the best translation out there, but it is the translation that has the most tags with regard to location information, dictionary information, grammatical information, all these kind of things. So really the ESV is the translation to go. Therefore I will highly suggest to you that you always have the ESV open, especially when you want quick access to dictionary information or other related things. So I'm here in Ruth chapter 1 verse 1 and it says that when the judges ruled there was a famine in the land and a man of Bethlehem in Judah went to sojourn in the country of Moab. Now, for example, you want to find out where actually Moab is. You just right click on your term and then you have these on the left, on this left column, you see Factbook and Atlas. Now these are your two major tools that you want to use when you want to get information about geography or any other facts that are related to, in this case, Bethlehem. So if I want to get a map, I just click here on Atlas and will pop up this Atlas, and this Atlas window will pop up and I get actually the geography of Bethlehem. I can zoom in and out as you can see. Now there are different types of maps that relate to Bethlehem and they are connected to specific narratives. For example, Saul's kingship annulled, David's proclaimed. Well, this will also show Bethlehem, but it will show it in the context of that specific narrative. So once I click here, you see that the map is basically the same, but some of those lines and some of those place names that actually appear in that particular narrative, for example, Gibeah, as well as Bethlehem, they appear here in David's in the proclamation of David's kingship, and in the context of that narrative they will show up. Now zooming in and zooming out will require some scaling. As you see in my virtual machine with 4 GB of RAM, that takes a while until I'm able to scale all the way in. So how fast you can scale depends on your hardware. Okay, good. So that's with regard to geographical information. You could also, for example, Judah or Moab. Let's go here to Moab. You could also choose the Factbook. In the Factbook, you're provided with all facts that somehow are related to that particular place name, Moab in this case. So you see, I'm searching media. In that media, I will find a couple of maps. I will find images, photos that all relate to Moab. I find events that that Moab was involved in. So see all those biblical events that are related to Moab. I find dictionary entries, and those dictionaries will be ordered in the order of your preferences. So I regard the Anchor Bible Dictionary of one of those major top notch dictionaries. So once I click here on that dictionary, I'll see, okay, there are 2 entries for Moab, and obviously Moab as a place is the one that is relevant to me. I just click on it, I get my Anchor Bible Dictionary entry for the place Moab. Then you see some word searches that are related to Moab as well, and it gives you a little bit of an overview on where that noun is appearing. For example, Moab, you see it appears 190 times, and obviously most of the times it appears in the book of Deuteronomy. Okay, good. So now this is how you access atlas information, image information, other type of facts from within the ESV. You do that by right-clicking and then click on one of those 2 icons. There is another way of doing it, and that becomes important, especially when you are not exploring those places from within the Bible translation. You go here to Tools, and then here you have the reference section. In that reference section, you find your atlas as well as your fact book as well. So let's go to Atlas, and now I can type in or search for basically any place name, for example, Jerusalem. And then we are searching for the metropolitan area Jerusalem. Now you see a map that shows us Jerusalem. Again, we can zoom in and out. And you see here also a couple of different maps that relate to Jerusalem and that will show Jerusalem. All these different maps show Jerusalem in the specific context of a specific narrative. So for example, Ezra leads exiles to Jerusalem. You click here, and then now you see the route that Ezra supposedly has taken. You can zoom in again. So yes, you can find Jerusalem, but make sure that you pull up a map that actually finds the place in the context of the narration you're actually studying. Okay, so that's Atlas. Now, when it comes to the fact book, you can click here as well and then type in your name. Let's type in Jerusalem, since we had that just a second ago. So you can search here now for Jerusalem, and it will do a fact search. That's basically, it will run through all the resources that you own in Logos Bible software, and then provide you with the information that relates to that particular place name. So obviously this takes a while. I have a huge library, but also Logos is a small, is a slow operating software in that sense. It has to do, and I explained that in another tutorial with how they have put together, how they have programmed Logos. So you see here again the events that relate to Jerusalem, the dictionary entries. Anchor Bible Dictionary, I see that Jerusalem is a place. It has an entry here. I click on it and it will show up. Or I have a couple of maps that relate to Jerusalem, as well as images. Okay, good. So now that's the fact book. If you want to get into the images for any place or a figure, you click here on the utilities, media, and under media you can now, for example, search for Moab and see whether we have any images that relate to Moab. So obviously there are a couple of images here, and you can just click on them and then copy paste them and put them into your word processor or whatever you have. So you can, let's see, search for Bethlehem. They might have more images there. Bethlehem. Here we go. We go for the town of Bethlehem, and now it's basically searching all the resources that have images. That could be dictionaries, that could be other media compilations, but it will pull up all those resources that might be interesting to you. For example, here an image that was painted, or here some photographs from, and you see here the description of that image, a view of the ceiling and upper window inside the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem. Let's make this bigger, and I can move forward in those images and select the one that I regard being interesting, important, or whatever, supportive to what I'm doing. Okay, in summary, you have 3 tools for pulling up geographical information, dictionary information, or media. That is Atlas, Factbook, and media. Okay, I hope that tutorial was helpful. Bye.